This is Frida. Welcome to my channel. For today's tutorial, I am going to be showing you how to crochet socks, slippers, anything that you want. Okay, here is one I have crocheted. I crocheted with 100% wool and I felted it. It's felt. As you can see, there's no holes that you can see between. So if you want to felt your slippers or your socks, crochet them bigger than your desired length, and then when you wash them in the washer, like this has been, I washed this about 3 times, and on the third, and I did not put them in the dryer, so in the third time they did felt, and I just laid them flat to dry. So if you don't want to felt, and if you are using 100% wool, wash it with your hand. Very gentle, because they do felt. As you can see, this has felt. And here's the inside of it. And the wools that, the fleas, you can see them. So they do felt. Just to show you. If you're using 100% wool. Okay, to start, I'm not going to use a magic loop. What I do is, I wanted to show it on this one, but it's hard to see because it's a variegated wool that I have used. So it's better to show it on here. And on this one I did double crochet. On this one I did single crochet. So you can do double crochet, single crochet, anything the way you want it. But I am going to couple of chains, measure your feet. So I'm not gonna give you what numbers to do, like this is not a written pattern, so just use your judgment when you're chaining the yarn that you're using. Just compare it and then we'll go from there. Okay, so let me put these aside. And the edges, these are all my leftover yarn that I've been using from my stash. So, and on the edges, I just used eyelash yarn just to show you. So nothing happens. The wool is felted, but the eyelash yarn is over there, and like, just gives you that nice look. Okay, yeah, these are from my leftover yarn. So I grabbed some from my stash again, and I found 4 balls of this wool. It's not that soft, but it is soft, and it will felt. So be careful when you're crocheting with this wool, 100% wool. And it doesn't tell you what kind of crochet hook to use, unfortunately. Isn't this bad? Look, I looked at the inside. The inside is blank, and the label, there's nothing inside. So it's a Misty Merino wool that I have bought years ago, and this is from my stash, and I have total of 4. So if I don't have enough, okay, for the yarn giveaway, I gave away 2 balls of this yarn. And it's classic Elite yarns, and so I found another ball. Sorry, I could have added this one. I don't remember who I sent it to. So if you're watching this tutorial, just put the comment down. I am sorry. I wish I found this earlier. But yeah, it was hidden in one of the containers. Okay, so I must have bought 3. Or these are from my leftover yarn. So I must have bought so many, and this was the leftover. So it's 90% extreme fine merino, 10% cashmere, and it's 50. So if I don't have enough, I thought I could do the top, like similar to something like this, and give a nice, I don't know, play around with it. So, yeah, let's get started. The crochet hook, it is pretty worsted, even it doesn't say here. Oh, merino worsted, yeah, 4-ply. Oh, okay. Okay, so it is worsted. So I'm going to crochet it with my 4.5. You know what, I looked and I couldn't figure out. It was here in the... Sometimes it's hard. Okay, so for my feet, I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then what you do is you just pull your feet. Oops, sorry. Just pull your feet, and then you measure you measure your toe area, just to give that, just to give a little, yeah, maybe 2 more chain. Just your toe area, what I measured. Okay, so how many chains did I do? So I'm not going to count this one because I'm going to tighten that. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll do 10 just to be on the safe side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the next and I'm going to do a single crochet. I'm doing single crochet. If you want to do a double crochet like I did on this one, you're welcome to do it. But I want to do single crochet because I have lots of yarn. Well, enough to make a slippers. At least maybe a little bit longer. So I am going to crochet all the way to the end. Okay, so I have crocheted, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1, another chain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the opposite side on what I did my single crochet. I'm going to do a single crochet there. So I'm turning my work just like this. So I'm going to crochet, continue crocheting. That 2 chain that we did to continue crocheting. So this area is going to be the toe area. And then sometimes it's hard to go into that hole. Okay. 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 Normally I would do another 2 chain to turn my work, but this time I'm going to do a 1 chain because I don't want to have holes, and it's going to be tough, but yeah, we'll do it. And then we go around like this. And then you will notice when you're turning, your work will kind of curl. Well, yeah, because we're making crochet socks. I noticed when I crochet socks or slippers, I can finish it in a day. But when I knit them, it takes me days. I don't know why. Crochet is way faster than knitting, and it uses up lots of yarn. So that's why I'm crocheting, so I can use up my yarn. Okay, and you would notice if you're a knitter and a crocheter and watching my tutorials, you will notice that, oh, she's doing lots of crochet tutorials because I want to use up most of my yarn. Okay, so I did my last. Where we did the 2 chain, I'm going to make a single crochet there. And then I'm not chaining or anything, so I'm just automatically, so we did an increase there, just like that. So now when we come back here, we're going to increase here and here. So we're going to increase. Now every row we're going to be increasing. So continue crocheting all the way to the other end, just like this. Single crochet. If you want to double crochet, it's the same method. Like I said, I didn't want to have holes, and I'm sure this will felt no matter what I do. It will felt. I'm trying to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so here it's tough to go in there for some reason because we did I want to grab the 2 strands. Here we go. It's a little bit tight. Here we go. Okay, so we did 1 increase here. And we just crocheted on top of that single crochet. So every row we're going to increase 1 here, 1 here. And then that's how it's going to get the size you are aiming for. Then you just go around and around just like this. And if you notice, if it's not big enough, I'll show you a trick. If you notice, what you can do is you can go like this, and then you can make two. Well, no, that's not the way it should be. You can make two. I don't know what I thought. You can make two single crochets, and then when I turn my work, I will make a single crochet on the other one. If you notice, it's not getting big enough. One is not enough. Okay, I'll do it here because I did it here. So 1, 2. And then you will see, you will see, I don't want to do any chains because chain makes holes, which I'm not happy with. And then the more you crochet, the more you can figure out if you want to increase or if you don't want to increase. Just like this. You can play around with it. We did the increase here, so what we can do is we can do an increase here. Right here we did the single crochet, so we can do 2 single crochets. This way it would be increase on here and then on the other side, on this side as well. This is just a trick that I play around. This is a very easy crocheting way to make socks or slippers. Okay, so we did an increase here, and I'm going to do an increase on here. So this is how it looks like. So we did 2 increases. And I think this would be enough. I'm just going to measure my feet again. Go around. Yeah, you can measure it while you go, and then you can figure out. If you don't want to felt the socks, I would highly recommend to wash it with your hands. If you're using 100% wool. This one I will wash it with my hands. The other one I wanted to felt it. Okay, I might even donate that. I don't know. Okay, so this is going to be kind of tough me to measure it. Let me pull the camera this way. Yeah, because the camera's in front of me. Ah, here we go. See? That's how you measure it. I think I need to increase a little bit more because I have my toe here and my toes on the other side. So 2 more maybe? And I'm sure that would be enough. And then after we increase, we just crochet around and around without increasing or doing anything. And then we increase all the way where we're going to divide the heel area. And that's all to it. Yeah, the wool when you wash it. No sewing required. Okay, so I'm going to increase right here. 1, 2. Not going to increase or do anything. I'm just going to do single crochet all the way around, and I'll do the increase on the other side. I did not increase on this side, I don't think so. I just went, yeah, I didn't. That's okay. let me see. You can crochet like this if you want to make a design to give that nice front look. You can make lace stitches, which I did. I will show you that one, and it's the same method. I'm just gonna grab it. It's in the other room. Okay. Did my increase. So I'm gonna go all the way around. I'll just grab that other sock and I'll show it to you. Okay, on this one I used mercerized cotton yarn, 100%, and I made these lacy. See? On here, after I did double crochet and I started to make a lace. So you can play around and create your own stitch that you like. And I just did the heel because I didn't want to do the lace. And then I just finished it. I used up all my stash yarn that I had. And then I made a pair of crocheted socks. On this one I did the magic loop. Just like this. So I made magic loop. I can't even remember how many. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I did 10 double crochets, and I did double on each stitch, and then I did 1 double crochet, and the next stitch is 2, and then after that I didn't do any increases. So you can play around and make a lace stitch like this, or any stitch that you like. It's up to you. This is just a simple way to make a crocheted socks out, and you can finish it in one day. Yes, in one day. Well, if you want it pretty long, it will take longer, because this blue, because I did on this one, I finished up my yarn that I had in my stash, and I said, oh, and I found this blue eyelash yarn in my stash. And I said, okay, so I crochet them together. So I wanted to have the same length on both of the socks. So that's what I used up, 2 of my yarns, 2 different yarn that I had from my stash. And I used it up and I create a long crocheted socks. So you can play around, and if you have yarn in your stash, you can create anything you want with it. So I'm going to continue crocheting. And I will come back. So I'm not going to do any increases anymore. So I'll come back later. Okay, so I have measured, and this is how it looks like. I know I'm wearing wool socks. It's pretty cold here in Edmonton. Actually, it was snowing. And it stopped. Well, anyways, this is how I am measured, and it fits me perfectly, even on my sock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crochet all the way up to here without doing any increase or nothing, just going around and around. And I will come and show you how to divide the parts to make the heel. And meanwhile, I will crochet the other sock as well, because I want to have equal yarn on both socks. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so I have crocheted the other. And I just wanted to show you the difference. See, this is the one I just started, and this is the one we started together. Just want to show you the difference. They look alike. See, they look alike, but what I did on this one, I did the increases. I know it's really hard to see. Yeah, here. I did the increases on the same, on top of each other on both sides. So on this one I have total of 30 stitches, and on that one I have 30 stitches. But I just wanted to show you how it looks like. You can do it either way, or you can play around increasing from here and then the next row on the other side, or you can do it like this. I think I like the second one. I don't know. What do you think? I think I like this one. So I'm going to continue to crochet all the way around the length that I want, and I'll be back again. It's going fast. Okay, so I have crocheted the length that I want, just to show you. When you put it on your feet, it should be like this, just where you want to start to do the crochet the heel area. So let me just pull this out and show it to you. So just wear it before you divide it. So I marked about this length, so this is going to be, I counted about 10 stitches, so the remaining would be the heel area that I'm going to be working on. Okay, just to show you. Okay, I just want to give you my feedback with this yarn. I would never ever buy this yarn. I did not like it at all. It says Misty Merino, but it doesn't feel like merino wool at all. It feels like scratchy wool. And no, I wouldn't buy it. I do have a couple of alpaca wool that I'll be working on. So I'm going to chain 1. If you're doing double crochet, chain 2 to turn your work. And I just continue working on every stitch just like this, back and forth till I need the length I want. Again, you have to put it on your feet and then see how it looks. So measure it and it will be fit like a glove, because it's socks. The reason I'm wearing my wool socks is because I wanted a little bit more room, because I know when I wash it, it's going to shrink. Even when you wash it with your hands, it will felt. It's wool, but I don't want it felted that much as I planning to, but it will felt. If it felts, it will be a felt. I think this is going to be socks, depending how length I'm going to be crocheting. Okay. So I marked my stitch here, so I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. And this is all I'm going to do the entire, I will crochet back and forth till I get the length I want, and I'll come back to show you when I have the length I have crocheted, and I'll show you how to join and then do the cuff area. Okay, see you back later. Okay, so I have crocheted the length I want, and just need to join these two just to show you, and this is how it looks like. Because I'm wearing a socks, I need to pull more, but there's plenty of room. So I'm just going to show you how to join. So what I did is I crocheted the length I want back and forth, and I'm in the middle. Okay, so I have total of 21 stitches here, and I'm on the 11th, so I'll show you how to join. To join, what I do is I fold, and by the way, I did add my second ball of yarn here, and I'm in the middle. I divide this by half. Either you can do it this way or this way, but I'm doing it this way because I don't want, when I'm wearing it, I don't want the edge, the joining part to touch my heel. I have a problem with my heel, it's very sensitive, but you can do it either this way or that way and then turn your work. So I go like this, and what I do is I join from here and I grab the stitch, the chain, the single crochet 2 V's, and I do a slip stitch just like this. Go like this, and I do a slip stitch, and I continue doing that all the way on every stitch at a time, and then you will notice it will look like this. Just like this. Slip stitch. This is the back. It's like sewing. I would rather do it this way instead of getting my needle and then try to sew it. Just like loosely, not tight. So I'm trying to do it as loose as I can. Not that loose, but average. So I'm doing the last stitch and pull at once. And I'm going to chain 1 just to go a little bit up. And what I'm going to do is, this is how it looks like. I know this will poke, or like I said, you can do the other way and then turn your work. But this part, I don't want this part to touch. It is hardly noticeable, but if you want to do it the opposite, you are welcome to do it, and it will look like this. But I do it this way. Either way would work. You just turn your work, and you are finished your slipper. Ta-da! But I want to do the border, and I want to continue going up from the cuff up. I'm going to use up all the yarn I have. And I want to add this one as well, because this is super soft. Oops, something fell. Oops, oh no, I dropped it. So I'm just going to go in here just randomly. There's no stitches to go in, but you just pick as you go. And then you do single crochets. Just like this, all the way around. I am going to increase here when I'm turning, just to give enough room. This is all I do. I do single crochet all the way around, and I pick stitches randomly. And this is how it looks like. And I go every stitch at a time. Well, it's not a stitch, every hole at a time. And I'm going to remove this because I'm done with this. This is my marker just to show me where to. Okay, so this is the corner, the turnaround. So I'm going to go in here and then make two double crochets, right, 2 single crochets right there, just to give enough room to turn around, and then increase my stitches, because the cuff area is the cuff area is bigger. And the more, if you want to crochet all the way up to your knee, I would advise you to increase it every other inches, like every 2 inches. If you want to crochet it all the way up above your knee, that would be more appropriate, because the upper you go, the wider it becomes. So you need to make increases. Well, I believe this was the corner, so I'm gonna go there and then do the increase. just to get rid of the hole there. And if you like to felt, I would advise to increase more here so it would be wider and longer when you want to felt it, but be cautious not to felt it too small or else it won't fit you. And then you won't have any holes as the one that I felted. Okay, so I'm almost there where we started. And after that, I'm just going to continue going around and around and finishing my yarn. And I will post a finished look of the sock that I am just going to go between. Just going to grab these 2 stitches here, these. And then this is where I did the chain. I'm going to grab a smaller crochet hook because that is pretty. I did 1 chain, but guess it was tight. Just grabbed a smaller and then pulled it. It happens. You just grab a smaller crochet hook, then ta-da, and then this is how you go round and around. This is all that you do, the length you want. You can do, usually slippers are like this. You just cut it and you're finished if you're making a slipper, but I want to use up the yarn that I have, and then I will finish up, and I'm assuming this will be a sock. At least 10 inches long sock, maybe more, depending on the yarn that I have. So I hope you like this mini tutorial that I have started. So I finished 1 and I am on half on the well, I started on the toe area. I haven't finished this one. This is the first one that I started with you, so this is the second. And the time I go to bed I will finish this, but because I'm trying to finish all up the yarn, I don't think I will have it finished all when I go to bed. So I will continue crocheting and using up the yarn from my stash. I'm so happy! Another 5 more balls of yarn. So this is how you crochet slippers, socks as you go. And I love to start it from the toe up. You can measure it and you can see how it looks. So I hope you like this tutorial. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. Share it with your family and friends. And happy crocheting!